Hi everyone, this is Rachel from ExploreKidTalk.com. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new, be sure to hit the subscribe button below so that you always get updates on toddler development and early childhood and different things you can do to help your children at home. Today we're going to be discussing back to school time. Back to school can be really hectic. You have a mix of emotions. You're excited, you're nervous, you're happy, a little sad, and the kids are feeling the same way. So you have parents and children feeling all different emotions. And it's hard to get ready. Summer's over and your emotions are all over the place getting ready for school. So I wanted to go over a few things to make going back to school a little bit easier. Easier on the parents and easier on the child. That way, when the first day comes, you'll all be ready and it'll be more of excitement than being sad. Here in New York, kids don't go back to school until after Labor Day. Usually, it's a day or two after Labor Day will be the first day of school. So we still have a little bit of time to prepare and get things ready. Now is the perfect time to start and think about everything that you need to do. Below, I'm going to attach a link so that you have a checklist. It's everything that you need for before back to school. Some of the time might have happened already, but all those things you want to make sure that you get done. This video and the back to school checklist will help you make sure that when the first day comes, you're ready. So I'm going to discuss the little things that parents can do to help prepare, and then things that they can do to help their children feel better and not feel as nervous. So first, let's talk about the parents. Now, if you look over here, you'll see everything that I'm discussing as well. Now, the first thing that parents should do is really plan ahead. And with planning ahead, that compromises a few different things. I mean, make appointments, make checkups, make sure your prescriptions are filled, check the school calendar, all these things to make sure that you're ready. You want to have your appointment set, even if it's not before school starts, make the appointment so that you have it for the fall or for whenever you need your next checkup. See if you need any refills for your prescriptions or your child's prescriptions. That way it's already done once school starts. You want to check your child's school calendar. Now, a lot of schools have it on the school website. So if you can, download the school calendar, hang it up on the fridge or in the kitchen, wherever you need it, but also look for important dates and mark those dates down on the calendar that you use frequently. So if you're using your phone calendar or anything else, you want to make sure that those dates are in the calendar. I've already put in meet the teacher night and picture days and their first report card. I've put all those dates in my calendar already, so there's no question. When he has a book fair, anything that they have already known about that's on their calendar, I have put on my calendar as well. That way there's no confusion. And I don't have to say, oh, I didn't check the school website, I don't know what's happening. It's a really good way to stay a little bit more organized and be on top of the school events. And if you have children in two different schools, it's very hard to check two different calendars and see what's going on, which day. If you put it on your phone or on the calendar that you use frequently, then there's no question. It's there and it's written. It's worked very well for me and a lot of other parents. So along with planning ahead, you want to do your school shopping not last minute. And with that, I mean supplies as well as clothes and sneakers and anything else you need. A good tip is to go through what your kids have already. Because sometimes they got something last year for Christmas and it was a little big. You might have saved it. They can fit into it this year. So go through everything first. And if your child is old enough, you can go through it with your child and say, does this fit? Does this fit? Do you like this anymore? And maybe say, can we give it to our cousin or give it to other children that need some clothes? And then that way they're helping you get rid of stuff and they are a part of the process. That's another tip we'll discuss. But so when you go through everything, you could really see what what your child needs. So now that you've gone through what your child has, you know exactly what they need. And almost always they need new sneakers because kids just go through sneakers very fast. So I've done that. Both my kids got new sneakers already, get new backpacks, and check what they need. Luckily, my son's backpack lasted 2 years, so I really try to get a nice sturdy backpack that will last longer than a year. And you want to do the same for a lunchbox too. That way you don't have to get one every year. After you do that, another thing that will help parents prepare is to meal prep. Now, to be honest, I don't always meal prep, but what I do is write a list of things that we will have that week. And that way I can go food shopping and get everything that I want to cook. What I want to start doing is making freezer meals, and that way I can just take the freezer meal and cook that, put it in a crock pot or put it in the oven and make it even easier for myself. So if you're willing to do that or ready to try, it will really help you once school starts. That way, when you come home from work, they come home from school or after school activities, you don't have to worry about what's for dinner or should I pick something up or we have nothing. You'll have something ready, and it makes it really easy and less stressful. So that's something that I want to start doing a little bit more of, but I definitely always write a list and get the food that I need, so at least I have what I want for the week and I have ideas of what I'm going to be cooking. So then the next thing is really important. You want to start your routine early. You don't want school to be coming in 2 days and you say, okay, let's change the bedtime, let's figure everything out. That makes it much more stressful. More stressful for you, more stressful for your child. If you start your back to school routine early, things will already be ready. And by that I mean you want to start your bedtime, the bedtime that you want for school. You want them to wake up earlier. You want to start decreasing the amount of screen time. All these things will change once school starts, and you want it to change before school starts. That way, when the first day of school comes, they will be ready to go to school. They will be ready to go to sleep. They will be ready for school, and it will be less tantrums, less problems. So whatever time you want your bedtime to be for your children, you can, if they've stayed up later for the summer, start to decrease the amount of time that they stay up. You could do by 20 minutes, 15 minutes, if it's not that long, and get back to the time that you want. That way it's a little bit of a gradual decrease and it's not abrupt. And then by the time the first night comes, they'll be back to the time that you want them to be at. Also, you want to start having them up when they would need to get up for school. You don't want a problem in the morning that they're too tired or can't wake up or don't want to get dressed, because that increases whining and fighting and arguments. So if they're already going to sleep at the time that you want them and waking up at the time that you want them, it'll be easy when school starts. If you've allowed your child to have a lot more screen time over the summer, you want to start to decrease that as well too. Once school starts, they'll have school and homework or after school activities and dinner and bath and bedtime. So you want to decrease the amount of screen time that they're doing now along the same lines, just so that they're prepared and ready when school starts. Now this tip is for the day of, not so much to prepare, but the day of to help parents. Don't let your kids see you cry. This is huge. I work with a lot of parents and it's their first time that their kids are going to school. Usually they're going to a preschool after I work with them. And it's the first time the child is out of the house. It's the first time they're going to go to full day school. And it's very difficult for a lot of parents. Of course it is. But a big tip is to not let them see you cry. You want this to be associated with a happy time. And if your kids see you cry, they're just going to think, mommy's crying, this is sad, this is not good, and they're going to be sad also. And you don't want that to happen. So remember that when it's the first day, take your pictures, have a smile on your face, be excited, give them a kiss and a hug and say, have a great day. And then when they leave, you can go cry a little bit in your car or go have a cup of coffee with a friend or something else, but don't let them see you cry because it only will increase the chances of them being upset where they might not be if they know that mom is happy and this is going to be a fantastic day, a great start. So don't let them see you cry. So now that we discussed a few things for parents to do to prepare, I want to help you with things that you can do to have your child prepare and so that your child's not as nervous. So here are things, as I discussed, that you can see to help your child feel better about starting school. And the first one is just to talk and discuss things. Be open and talk about what's happening. If they're changing schools or changing buildings, different location, maybe taking a bus this year, they didn't take a bus last year. Anything that's new, you want to discuss it. That way they're aware. And as we mentioned before with the getting school supplies and getting ready, you want your child to help in that process. Let them pick out their backpack, let them pick out their lunchbox. If you want, you can give them a few choices of ones that you're willing to buy. Say, here are 3, which one do you want? That way they still have some control and then they're part of the process of going to school. It makes it more exciting if they can be part of the process. You want, if you can, see if you can set up a play date. I know that my son's nursery school, they have set up like a park play date for the kids to meet and just see each other before they start school, which is great. And if your school doesn't set that up, try Facebook. See if you have a local moms group for your town. Ask who is going to that school and just see if you could all meet at a park or someplace for the kids to get to know each other a little bit. That will help if you could say, you could reference some kids that they saw who they will see when they go to school. If you can't, that's okay, but it's something to try. And also, you want to try to see if you can visit the school. Now, if you can't visit inside the school, what you can do is at least drive to the building. You could say, this is going to be your school soon, this is where you're going to go, this is the door that you go inside, and when you come out in the afternoon, this is the door that I will pick you up. By saying all that, it again gives them a sense of security. It allows them to know what's coming, and by seeing it visually, then it really helps to make it more concrete to say, okay, this is where I'm going, and for them to feel a little bit more secure and not as nervous. The next thing that you can do are read books. There are so many books about back to school, and it helps because it's something that you can do at home before bedtime, and then after you read the book, you can discuss it and ask questions and see what they thought of the book or what are things they would want to do in school, and then it allows for another conversation after a book. By Natasha Wing has Towards the Night Before School. She writes great books. It's like a mix of Towards the Night Before Christmas, and she does it for all holidays and tons of things. We have a ton of her books. But she has Towards the Night Before Preschool, Towards the Night Before Kindergarten. Those are great books. Here are some other books that I have that we always read year after year for entering any grade. This is Clifford's First Day of School. Now in this book, Clifford is a puppy and he wants to know what it's like to go to school and all the adventures that happen in school because he has to stay home as a dog. So this shows him all things that happen in a school when he's not there. My kids love it because Clifford climbs on the table and makes a big mess and spills stuff, and it's cute and allows you to talk about it when it's done. Another one that's a favorite is Curious George, First Day of School. Again, we know Curious George. He's the crazy monkey that likes to make a mess and make mistakes and things, and the kids love it. So this is another one that we always read. Now this is one of my favorites. I read this with a lot of kids that I worked with. I read this when I worked in a school, and now the same book that I had, I use for both my kids. This is The Kissing Hand. This is The Kissing Hand by Audrey Penn. This book is about a little raccoon who has to go to school for the first time, and he's scared, and he doesn't want to leave his mama, and he doesn't know what's going to happen at the school. So the mom does something special so that he will know she's always with him. And it's really great. I read this every year to help them get ready for school. So I will link below all these books, my favorite books, that you can get for your little ones to help ease the anxiety of going back to school. I will also link below the back to school checklist so that you know exactly what you need. It's an easy reference guide, and you can just check off once you've done those things, your appointments, your school supplies, visiting the school. It's all on the checklist, and that'll help you have an easy transition back into school. If you have any questions, please comment below. Ask me any questions that you have. I'd love to chat and see how your little ones are doing going back to school, how you're feeling, how they're feeling. I'd love to hear from you. So comment below, let me know. And if you liked this video, share with other friends and moms that are also in the same place about going back to school. That would be great. I hope you have a wonderful school year. Let me know below how it goes. Great, thanks, bye.